You're watching MAGI, Multi-Agent Generated Indicators. This is July 21st. What a crazy day with Biden announcing that he's going to pass the torch to Kamala Harris. And we will see how this election campaign season heats up. It's going to be interesting, if nothing else. I hope it's going to be civil. Let's see about our machine learning indicators. We're going to share the data with you in just a minute, but remember, this is a great experiment. It's not, however, financial advice. We are not financial advisors, so use the indicators as you will, but at your own peril. If you're trading, remember, the success of our indicators does not necessarily translate to your success in trading. We're just providing the data so that you can track our progress. Also remember that we run this typically on a Friday. Really, it's probably designed best to run twice a week or maybe even every day at the close of market. That would be ideal, but we're sharing the data with you because it's still pretty darn accurate. Let's take a look here. In fact, it looks like we have about an 83.51% overall accuracy rate here. And I say about because this is so dynamic. Even if this is accurate for last Friday, the minute the market opens, one of these could hit and that could go up, or one of them could expire, or more than one can expire, and then that would go down. You're taking a look at puts here, 88.66% accuracy on puts, 81.18% accuracy on longs so far. And when I say so far, if we go back up here, we can see that we've generated almost 3,000 call signals and almost 1,500, well, almost 1,400 put signals or short signals. So we've got a lot of signals here. We consider each individual move, and by that I mean, if we go down to calls by triggered here, here's a ticker and here's a 1% move. That's one signal. If we go to ADP, which is the next one down, you can see there's a 1% move, 1.5 and 2%. Those are three signals. We consider each percentage or each statistic that we provide you as its own indicator. So even though there are only, about 13 or 14 tickers here, we consider this many more signals because we have some signals that have up to a 4% move, and those are actually 7 signals. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So there you go. Let's go ahead and dive into the calls by triggered, which we're looking at now. Archer Daniels Midland, $64.83 is our target, and it was triggered at $64.19 at the close of Friday's session. So hopefully if you can get that and you get this 1% move, fantastic. One of the things I noticed when I was going in to verify the prices is that some of these 1% moves actually ended up being 3-4% moves. It's just that, remember, MAGI is looking at the most probable outcomes based on this price action history. So that's why we're not always going to list the extended move, because if it's not highly probable, then we just leave it off the sheet. If it's highly, highly probable, you're going to see it here. Okay, let's take a look at ADP. We have a 1% move, 1/2 and 2% move. The trigger price was $246.97, and that extended 2% move goes all the way up to $251.91. APD, triggered at $262.91, has a whopping 7 targets here. 4% is the extension, up to $273.43. ARE has a 1.5% predicted move, and of course a 1% predicted move. We have BXP, 66.76 is when it was triggered, up to 67.43 is the prediction. CCI, triggered at 105.08, predicted for a 1% move at 106.13. And we have CVX, 1% move there. I won't read all the prices here, you can see them for yourself. Another 1%er for EXPE, fast, 1% move predicted. GL, we have 3 targets for a 2% move. HUM, 1% and a 1.5. K is 1%, and MTCH 1% at $35.02. If we look at last week's predictions on the 12th, you're going to notice that I've updated the reach dates here, and you'll notice that there were a ton that met their target. So that was really fun to see and added to the statistic that I shared with you earlier, still holding at about 84% overall accuracy on these signals from week to week. Let's look at puts by triggered. Triggered on the 19th of July, Boeing Corporation triggered at $179.67. We are going down to $177.89. And it looks like DPZ, triggered at $404.17, is predicted to go down 2%. $396.25 is that extended target. Halliburton looks like it is likely going down according to MAGI, and we are looking for that 0.5% downward move. We've got MA here for 1%. We have MPC for a 1.5% move down, and we're looking for RL at a 2% downward move to $162.07 from its triggered price of $165.31. And that does it for the new ones. You can see here that we still have quite a few active puts, a little more active here than we did on the calls. So they're just something to be aware of. Maybe these are stacking up for a volatile week next week. We shall see. We'll go ahead and begin sharing a live trading use of the data soon. I'm just gearing up to ingest that into the trading platform, and then you can see actual entry prices that I was able to get or not. And that's really going to be where the rubber meets the road, is how well can this data be used for a live or active trading account. At least you can see whether the price has gone from A to B, and that is readily available to you on the shared file. So please do access the shared file. Let us know what you think. And until then, keep your wits about you in this hot political climate. Okay, thanks very much for tuning in. We'll see you next week.